we're going to be finding each angle's measure in degrees. It looks really hard, but it's not that bad. Make sure that you either have printed out this worksheet or you've copied down the problems before you move on. The first thing I notice about these two angles is that they are complementary, which means they add up to 90 degrees. So what that means is that the yellow angle plus the blue angle are going to equal 90 degrees. Now it's just an equation that I need to solve. The yellow angle has as its measure 4x minus 14 degrees. And if I add to that the blue angle, which is 5x plus 5 degrees, it's going to equal that 90 degrees. Now I just have to solve it like I would any equation. I'm going to start by combining like terms. So I've got 4x and 5x. If I put them together, that's going to be 9x's. And then I have negative 14 and positive 5. And if I put those together, I get negative 9. It's a lot of 9s. Now I just have to solve it like I do any equation. So I'm going to start by adding 9 to both sides. And some people might stop there because we figured out what x is, but we're supposed to be finding each angle's measure. So now I have to take what I've learned and plug it back into what I know about each angles. I'm going to start with the yellow angle, 4x minus 14, but now I know that the value of x is 11, so it's going to be 4 times 11. And that would be so that tells me that this angle's measure is 30 degrees. Now I'm going to do the other one the same way. So this one is 60 degrees. Finally, I'm going to check my work by making sure that my two angles add up to 90 degrees. That's pretty simple. 30 degrees plus 60 degrees does in fact equal 90 degrees. These two angles are supplementary, which means that they add up to 180 degrees. So I'm going to set this up in the same way that I did the last one. And for my equation, I know that my yellow angle plus my blue angle are going to equal 180 degrees. And now I'm just going to plug in what I know about the two angles. I'm going to replace yellow angle with 10x minus 8. And the blue angle's value is 3x plus 6, and that equals 180. Now I'm going to combine my like terms. 10x's and 3x's are 13x's, and negative 8 and positive 6 are negative 2, and that's equal to solve it, I'm going to add 2 to both sides. And I get 13x equals 182. So I have to divide both sides by 13. And x is equal to 182 divided by 13 is 14. If I didn't know that, I might use a calculator on this one. Now I'm just going to plug 14 in to find the angles. So this angle is 132 degrees. And this one is 48 degrees. And now once again, I'm going to check my work by making sure that 132 degrees plus 48 degrees, if I add them up, I do get 180 degrees. So I know that I've got these numbers right. For problem 3, the angles that we know about are right across from each other. And so they're called vertical angles, and they should be the same. So I've got my blue angle and my yellow angle. In this case, though, the yellow angle should be equal to the blue angle, which makes sense because I know that they have to be the same. So I'm going to replace yellow angle with 5x minus 4, and the blue angle I'm going to replace with 3x plus 10. Okay, now I just need to decide how I'm going to proceed. I can move any of these things. I'm going to start with the 3x though. I'm going to get rid of 3x with a negative 3x. And when I do the same thing on both sides, I end up with 2x minus 4 is equal to, all that's left over here is the 10. Now it's just a two-step equation. I'm going to add 4 to both sides. And I get 2x is equal to 14. Divide both sides by 2. And x is equal to 7. Now I have to find my angle measures. I'm going to start with my yellow angle, 5x minus 4. And then I'm going to plug in the 7, so it's going to be 5 times 7 minus 4. (31°). I'm going to check my other angle. And I got the same answer of 31 degrees for both, so I know that I did this correctly.